Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm interviewing Chase, the guild master from the WiPE WvW Guild. We're going to be chatting about his gaming history, his guild, so please stay tuned and enjoy the interview. There will be lots of links below. If you have any questions, pop them in there and enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to my channel, Chase. Please introduce yourself.
I am Chase. I'm from SOS, and I'm a WvW commander.
How long have you been a gamer?
I would say about 5 years at tops.
And what was the first game that you ever played?
In 2006, I bought my first game, which was Gears of War. So I created a clan, and then from there, we ended up making it big time and actually playing top 10 pro circuit for the pro ladders in MLG at the time. So I got a sponsor within my small little town, and he was like a rap dude, but still got the sponsor and the funds to make the trip to play in this tournament. So we didn't make it, unfortunately, but we did end up playing against the creators. Cliff B was one of them, where we started playing with him and his group and his developers of the game. So we had a good 15 minutes of live time with them after the tournament.
So you've had your 15 minutes of fame.
Yes. Well, we got not just that, but we actually got like some good info about the new games that were coming out. Like they were working on Gears of War 2 at the time.
Right.
So they were telling us about the new engine and technology they were using, the Unreal technology they were testing, that it was going to be awesome.
Oh, the Unreal engines are amazing, aren't they? They're just astonishing. Wow, well, that's awesome. Now, which game made you realise that you were dedicated to gaming? Which game kind of like swept you off your feet? Was it that one?
Actually, no. Like, I actually wanted more. I wanted more player base. So I ended up looking into MMOs and RPGs, and I found Guild Wars 2.
When did you actually start playing Guild Wars 2? Did you play the beta?
I didn't have a PC at the time when it launched, so I had to rush and buy one because I was a straight console gamer, right?
Yeah.
So I've always played competitive because I played MLG, which was with the big dogs. So I said, you know what, I want to see how competitive this game would be.
Would you agree with the phrase PC master race? Just asking.
I'm converted and I fell in love with PC.
What is the age of your character? /age, and we'll see how much you actually play.
Alright, so I have played between this character for 2,148 hours across the past 690 days.
Okay, it's pretty good.
Across all my characters, I played for 10,556 hours.
You win. Okay, I thought I was bad. Okay, that's fair enough. And is that predominantly doing PvP in WvW? Or do you ever venture into PvE?
Well, PvE, 5 years later, I'm still under 60% map completion.
Fair enough. Enough said. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions about what you've done in games. So, what is the most epic thing you've done in Guild Wars 2? Now, it doesn't have to be like an achievement, but it can be an achievement. Unlocking a legendary weapon, or just something great that you and your guildies, or you've done by yourself.
I say the most epic thing I've did and done was pretty much like 2 days ago, actually.
Really?
Well, we're going against, because we're going against Blackgate right now, and they're very aggressive and they're very coordinated. So very hard server to go against. But I ended up taking their garrison, and I ended up taking their fire keep and their hills within under 45 minutes.
Oh, mashed in the face.
Very epic night.
Very epic night. Okay, so conversely, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. What is the most balls stupid thing that you've done in Guild Wars 2?
Good question. There's a lot of things. I would say story mode.
It had a slightly dodgy start to the story. I have to agree with you there. It has improved immensely, but yeah. Ultima said that the stupidest thing that he ever did was map completion. So got a lot of PvE shade being thrown by you guys. Out of curiosity,
what?
How many characters do you have?
5.
5. Just 5. Are they all max level?
They're all max level.
And they're all geared for WvW and PvP?
WvW and Fractals.
Fractals. Ah, okay.
I think that's about it. I don't really do, because PvP you don't need gear in there, so you could practically play the game naked.
That's good to know. I personally try to be clothed at all times. I feel it gives you a certain advantage, if only mentally.
It could be a distraction.
It could be, but it's only pixels, guys, so we can't get too excited. What is your favourite profession build combination?
I would say never mix your gear. Go full on whatever you're gonna hit. Like if you want to be support, go full support. Do not mix, because you rather have the full 100%, of the build than half.
I mean, I do play a support druid, and I like to play an Oromancing Ellie when I do WvW. It's much easier than the druid because you don't get immediately mashed by the other team if you're playing an Ellie. They can't really tell that you're healing.
I actually main an Ellie.
Oh, right.
I only use Guardian to command.
Ah, and is that for its sturdiness?
That's for the survivability and sustain. Yeah. Correct.
And what is your current build on your Ellie?
My current build on my Ellie is full Zerker, pure damage, because right now they're top damage of the game. So if 1 meteor shower on a Zerg, if you're fully Zerker with infusions of power or whatever you want to mix with, you would actually crit for like 10 to 15,000 per meteor.
Wow, I bet you're popular.
I actually have a video on YouTube of me commanding on my Ellie.
Out of all the game types, which is your favoured game type?
Hands down, World vs. World.
Why?
Because you get to smash people in the face after a bad day.
Fair enough. Now, you have a WvW guild?
Yes, I sure do.
Tell me about your guild.
So WiPE is pretty much a coordinated guild. We try to focus on each other's builds to support each other while we're in World vs. World. We're pretty family-based and pretty laid back. That's pretty much what WiPE is about, just pretty much having fun in World vs. World. WiPE is located on SOS, Sea of Sorrows. If anyone's interested, there is a Sea of Sorrows Discord if you want to get a hold of me. We got a guild website in the bottom where our run times and stuff are at. So feel more than welcome to hit us up.
Now, are you recruiting at the moment?
We're always open. The door is always open for new members.
Yeah. And do you have any specific requirements for people wanting to join?
The only requirement is 100% rep. That's it.
And is that 100% rep whilst in WvW or 100% rep regardless of what you're doing?
Regardless of what you're doing.
Okay. We both know that there are a lot of changes on the horizon for WvW, and I was wondering what your hopes are about alliances, how you think it might, or hope it might, invigorate the game type.
I actually think it's going to be very wonderful with this new update. I can't wait for it. What I would think would be perfect about it is that already till right now, as soon as we heard about this upcoming update, I actually made a good alliance with WP, which are really awesome Brazilian guild, which there is a language gap between English and Portuguese. So we do have a translator on both ends.
Oh wow, that's
so
wonderful.
We do communicate. Communication is very well in World vs. Worlds. We're actually practicing on coordinating with other guilds regardless of language barrier, and because with this new update we're going to all be together. Yeah. So might as well make the best of it.
So you're aiming to have a true international alliance?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Bringing people together, gaming will change the world.
It's a good view of it.
So what are your hopes? What would you like to see happen with WvW?
Actually, I would like to see an engineer do its job and repair siege for once instead of just walls. Wouldn't that be awesome? The ability to build and repair siege.
Now, you are an experienced WoW World commander. So, what advice would you give to new players thinking about jumping into WoW World with all these changes coming? What would you say to them?
Jump in and have fun. First tip I would give you is if you join World vs. World, you're going to see an icon. If you see an icon that looks like a Dorito of any color, from white to blue to green, etc., that is known as a commander. You know, you follow that commander, you'll be able to take objectives. Later on, you'll figure out what builds are and go from there. Commanders always help you, so that's a good start.
And would you recommend for them any profession, any build type, any kind of gearing advice you can give someone who's just jumping in? Not necessarily for Ascendeds, but making sure that they have toughness and that kind of thing for their survivability.
The only tip and advice I could give you, speaking, you know, to be real, to be real with you, is go in with the build you have now and run your track lines to get the build you actually are looking forward for. So if you want minstrels, it's very expensive to craft, correct?
Yeah. I have minstrels,
I would suggest to start with the exotics. So go with your Crystal Desert border. I think it's a Crystal Desert track line in World vs. World. It gives you a selective armor set of exotic stats. So you could get Trailblazer if you're running Necro, or if you're running Guardian, get your minstrels. If you go in Straight Zerker or something, or Marauders or whatever it is you're going for, you could actually have access to those stats.
I have a question which is completely off the ball. When I was talking to Ultima about this, he said that, now I used to run, way back in the start of the game, I used to run Celestial on my Guardian because apparently it was quite good back in the day, and I thought that that build had died a death. And now, I was talking to Ultima a couple of weeks ago in the interview. He said that Celestial was back and that it had never really gone away. What is your opinion about that for Guardians?
Well, he's actually pretty right about that. He's spot on. Like, it does come and go. That build just comes and goes.
Okay. It's one of the more difficult ones to get because you have to do a daily cooldown. So if anyone's interested, I'll put a link down below about crafting Celestials, and I'll also put a link about crafting the different armors that we've talked about today as well. If you were made a Guild Wars 2 god for a single day, and you could reshape the world however you wanted to, what would you do?
I would actually create an army that gets in TeamSpeak and gets the job done for one day.
Can you not do that already? I'm just thinking.
Well, the more the merrier, right?
The more the merrier. Now, I run guild missions every week. Do you find trying to get people to do what they need to do like herding cats, or am I just rubbish?
It's kind of worse than herding cats. But let's just try a few chickens without a head.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's actually yeah.
So the best tactic I have that's actually worked to get people to stick on my tag, and you know, we do have a link that we do share between team chat, map chat, squad chat, and all those. It's a link to our voice comms that we're using. We could either be using Discord or TeamSpeak, just so the people can know, like, hey, they're here, let's join them, or they could follow. But the tip I could give for that is to get everybody on me is I like put in say chat, hey, if you follow me like and stick on me like glue, I will give you $500 starting now, and then I'll just end up going, and everybody's like on my butt.
So you're basically bribing people to stay on tag.
Pretty much. That's the only way. Or not, they're all over the place, and then you won't get nothing done.
This is true. Stay on tag, and there will be cookies. Okay, I shall remember that. Okay, last question is a bit of a fun question. I'm gonna do two because there's like, so I want to know what is your most useless talent that you have, right?
Like
useless real world. You can lick your elbow?
Of course.
Oh my god. Wow, that's impressive.
I can't.
That's much more interesting than mine. Okay.
Right. Now, my actual real world useless talent would be eating a whole pizza by myself.
Dude, a couple of drinks, anyone can do that. How big a pizza are we talking about?
Like an extra large pizza?
I don't know. What's that in, like, circumference? Give me a measurement.
I would say anywhere from like 32 to 34 inches.
Oh my good god, okay. Yeah, okay, that's a talent. You might have a stretchy stomach.
I don't know where it all goes, but I've done it.
Oh my god, okay. Okay, final question. We both spend a lot of time in a world where magic is mundane, but in the real world, in our real mundane world, what is the closest thing to magic you've ever encountered?
I would say my wife.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my goodness. See, I call Hubble. I think the Hubble Space Telescope and looking at galaxies is pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, I'm also married, so I look really bad now. Love you, darling.
Was that too much of an answer?
No, that was lovely. She would be so happy. Do link this to her. I will make sure I will send you a link. You'll get some hubby credit for this, definitely.
Wow, I will.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say? Any closing remarks? Any statements that you want to say now before we're done?
I would like to say thank you for your time. I would also support your channel all the way through. And guys, remember, there are builds out there. Just gotta look for them, or we'll link them down for you, for your new WvW worlders out there. And welcome to our community.
Is there any content creators that you would recommend people watching, say on Twitch or on YouTube, or any like build sites that you would recommend for new players to go to who are just starting out?
Well, a popular build site, I would recommend Easy Builds from the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very well known guild that would like to implement builds for the pugs to help them.
And any content creators, anybody that people can be watching on Twitch to kind of get a feel for what's happening in WvW World?
I would say keep up with your one and only, the Herald.
Oh, that's very sweet. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for coming on to the channel and promoting your guild and promoting this game type that deserves much more love than it's getting at the moment. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this episode. I want to give a shout out to my patrons, without whom I couldn't dedicate the time I do to content creation. I can never thank you guys enough. If you're thinking of joining the Guild Wars 2 community, there are referral links below to the free-to-play game, the Heart of Thorns expansion, and the Path of Fire expansion too. Thanks to the generosity of ArenaNet and their partner program, these referral links below directly support my channel. There will be more interviews coming on the channel as soon as I can. I'm just trying to nail down Mighty Teapot and MMO Inks. I hope you enjoyed the interview. I'll see you next time, and as always, thanks for watching.